The New Thought Simplified, How to Gain Harmony and Health, by Henry Wood. Preface. It frequently has been said that presentations of the New Thought are made in terms not readily intelligible to beginners. In the nature of the case, it is not easy to set forth the psychological and idealistic system so that it shall be lucid to all. It is also true that there is a decided though often unconscious inclination among the exponents of any movement to fall into a mannerism which is distinctive. Writers upon the New Thought are no exception to this rule. In this volume, the author does not claim to be exempt from such a tendency, but simplicity is his earnest aim. It is hoped that many who heretofore have been prevented from a careful investigation of the New Thought may be able to grasp much of its inner spirit and substance through an attentive perusal of these pages. A plain rehearsal of the foundation principles is followed by some comments upon their relation to other systems. An appendix is added containing a few suggestive lessons in the most practical and experimental form. Chapter 1. It Whistles Itself. A boy who was whistling loudly as he walked down the street was told to stop that whistling. He replied, "I ain't whistling, it whistles itself." It is much so with a large part of the thinking that is done. It thinks itself. The aforesaid boy was almost as automatic as another kind of whistling boy, though his whistling was less useful. As the winds and waves set the buoy into action, so the automatic thinker thinks, mainly because something stirs him from the outside. There are mechanical automatons made in the shape of a man, which, by proper winding, not only will whistle but play a musical instrument. Who wants to be an automaton? Ready-made thoughts are much like ready-made or second-hand clothes. They do not fit. If someone hits me, the ready-made thought says, "Hit back." Do not say that. Say, "Am I going to do my own thinking or let an automaton do it for me?" Automatic thinking is not wise, well-proportioned, or helpful. One cannot tell what it will bring. As thinking is the fountain for all action, it should not be turned loose to run at large. What a disorderly mob of thoughts smuggle themselves into the mind. Stand at the gateway of consciousness and see the procession enter. Could it be pictured upon a moving panorama or be acted upon the stage, what a dramatic medley would appear. It is all because they think themselves. It is true that but a small part of them ever reach the climax of scene form, but they all tend that way and are fluttering to get loose. Every one of them wants to be hatched, have a body, and try its wings. Those which succeed will have the stripe and color of the average that is within. The brain is like a menagerie. Its caged mental forms bear close resemblance, in their nature, to various beasts, birds, and reptiles, tamed and untamed, gentle and savage. Perchance there may be a sideshow of monstrosities, but we will not look in. Mind is peopled with all this motley assembly because it has left the door swinging on its hinges and the windows wide open. The governor has abdicated, and the doorkeeper is off duty. A mind floating in a chaotic sea of thoughts, without a ruling aim and positive ideal, is like a rudderless ship, at the mercy of winds, waves, and breakers. End of chapter.